Hi everybody, this is Professor West for GMC. Welcome back. We're still working with Alice, and in this video we're going to talk about events and event listeners. So to understand event listeners, you have to understand what an event is. An event can be anything. It can be when the person clicks on the mouse on the screen. It can be when somebody pushes a button on the keyboard. It can be when two characters touch each other. Anything like that can be an event. In order to set it up, we have to use the event listeners, which are little miniature programs that we set up to listen for an event to happen and then react accordingly. To do so, we're going to come over here to initialize event listeners. This is where we're going to put all of the listeners. There's already one here by default. This one listens for us to click the run button for the program to run. Once it runs, it automatically calls my first method, which is where we put all of our code for the program to run. So there's a couple of ways that we can add new events. One is to click on the actual background to the this for the scene. And then we can come down to event listeners, and we can literally drag one up here. Any of these are already pre-built. So this one says add arrow key press listener, add collision end listener. So these all are pretty self-explanatory. Add number key press listener. This one listens for any number to be typed and then does something. Sometimes in games, we'll set it up where if we type a 5, it'll throw a bomb. If we type a 6, it'll run really fast or whatever. And same for using the arrow keys. A lot of times in games we'll use the arrow keys to play the games. But we also sometimes could use number keys. So it just depends on how you want to set it up. But look at all these different ones you could choose from. You'll have to play around with them because there's no way I can cover all of these in this video. So there's a couple ways you can do it. One would be to just simply drag it over like we had been doing. If I drag this one that says add arrow key press listener, oops, I guess I have to drag it in it up here further. The other way would be to actually click on the add event listener, and then we could choose some of these if we want. Now, there's a couple or a few that are already set up to really give you a lot of functionality. So if you come to, let's see, if you come to the event listener and you click this drop down, you'll see scene activation and timing. These event listeners deal with the scene actually beginning, like somebody pressed run, or a certain amount of time has elapsed. Like maybe after 3 minutes I want something to happen. There's keyboards. These are set up so that anytime somebody uses a number or key press or one of these. The mouse, anytime somebody clicks on an object, anytime somebody clicks on the screen, or this one right here, default mode manipulation, allows you to actually click and drag the character around on the screen. Position orientation, as you can see, there's quite a few of them here. So let's just add one. I'm going to click on the mouse, and I'm going to come to the add mouse click on the screen listener. So it adds it onto the screen, just like it added the other one. And now it's going to sit there and wait to see if you click on the screen. If you do, then whatever code is placed in here is going to happen. So let's say I want my ghost to move forward, and let's say 0.5. So when I run this program, if I click anywhere on the screen, my ghost moves forward 0.5 every time I click. That's all it does. I have no more control than that. Another one I could do is I can come in and say keyboard and do the arrow key press listener. And that would allow me to use the arrows to actually move something around. So let's say, okay, I changed my mind on this one. I'm just going to right click and delete it. Instead, I want to go to the keyboard and I want to come down to the object move 4. And let's say I want it to work on my ghost. So I'm going to click on the ghost. So now when I run it, the arrow keys will move the ghost according to however it's facing. The left and right will turn it. Up moves it forward, down moves it backwards. And that's it. That's the basics for event listeners, everybody. I know it sounded complicated, but it's really not. Like I said, there's a whole lot of them here that you can play around with and figure out. So have fun with it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.